Hey everybody, I'm in Japan on vacation, but I can't help myself. I'm still going to be doing the photography thing. I'm going to show you around, including some car stuff and some not so car stuff. This is not high production, it's all off my iPhone, and I didn't even bring a mic. Hey, I'm on vacation, sort of winging it here. Just wanted to show you that Japan is fascinating. It certainly does commute better than any country. Even the transportation. My wife and I just ran into the Honda Welcome Center that has familiar and unfamiliar vehicles. There's a Honda Accord, but there's a lot of things here that we don't get in the United States. Let me show you around. The Accord pretty much looks like the one that we get in the United States, but this is the Odyssey here in Japan. It's quite different. It's smaller, still has 3 rows, but everything about it is different, including the interior. Another thing that we don't get in the United States is the Spada Step Wagon. This is actually pretty cool. A little bit more industrial looking, very boxy looking. I'm not sure this would go over very well in the United States, but here in Japan, it's super cool. Here's something we don't get in the United States, the Freed Plus. We also don't get this color. It looks like a small minivan, and as you might expect with a small minivan, yeah, sliding doors. Lots to like in this vehicle, really super visibility, but really it wouldn't go over well in the US. The Jade is Honda Civic sized, but it's a station wagon, and since the United States doesn't like station wagons, this is also not coming. The vessel name is not known in the US, but can anybody tell me what this is? Yeah, it's an HRV. Just a name change. I've seen a lot of these running around Tokyo, usually to deliver things. It's the N series. There's the N box, the N wagon, and my favorite, which looks like a school bus, don't you think? The N van. They've got a very super cool upright vibe about them. I think that this one, the N box, could make it in the US. It's kind of bulldog cute. But check out the size of these tires. They don't even come up to my knees. They're really tiny. And if you check out the interior of the N van, it's really used to haul a lot of stuff. Inside, there's a lot going on too. Racing cars, past and present. A look at some of their motorcycles. And robotics. Boy, this makes me think of OK Go. You've seen that video, haven't you? And of course, the star of the show, Osmo, is here. I have never seen Osmo in person. It's really wild to see it do its thing. And he's a better dancer than I am, that's for sure. Finally, the NSX. But here in Japan, they don't have Acura, so it's badged a Honda. And one more thing about the building, there are elements that are supposed to recall transportation. These are exhaust pipes. Well, that's my quick look around the Honda Welcome Center. Sorry for the photography, just kind of quick and dirty. I should probably go. My wife is surely wondering where I am. Actually, she knows exactly where I am. She knows what a nerd I am when it comes to cars. To be honest, in Tokyo, it's really much easier to take a train most times. They're fast, always on time, and very affordable. Or there's always a bike. While it looks like they aren't locked, a friend told us there's a small wheel stop that slides into place, but still seems pretty easy to just cart away. Crime is much lower here, but he says expensive bikes do get stolen. You can get America just about anywhere here, but why would you eat at these places when there's so much good stuff here? If you do go to a familiar place, they often have unfamiliar menu items. Okay, I'm in Japan at the busiest Starbucks in the world, at the busiest intersection in the world. They only let you get one size of drink here, and I am drinking a sweet potato frappuccino. Seriously, that's it, folks. A sweet potato frappuccino. Chris Pockert says that these are really, really good. So let's see. It kind of tastes like a vanilla frappuccino. A little bit. there's some texture. It's fine. It's not something that I'd order all the time, but it's good. It looks nice. There's crunchy bits. All right. Well, I wish I could describe it more, but it doesn't taste like a pumpkin spice latte. It's just kind of there. All right. Well, that's my poor take on parts unknown from Japan. Now, just across that busy intersection near Shibuya Station, just past Hachiko the dog, who is legendary for waiting for his master every day, there's a true Japanese food experience. It's hard to get your head around how big it is. I'm at the Tokyo department store, and this is the food show. It's an amazing place. You could eat here every single day for a year and not eat the same thing twice. Let's look at what I've got. I have sushi. This is unagi, which is eel. I love this stuff. Very good. I'm from the Midwest. So this deep fried thing, full of vegetables and seafood, also amazing. And then this is crab with little almonds and stuff like this, and they deep fry it. Oh wow, that's really great. And then this is a rice ball with pickled plum. Oh, this is amazing. If you come here, you really have to do the food show. One thing about this place, though, like any place in Japan, everything is wrapped, and even if you try to get them to not wrap it, there's more plastic here than I consume in a week in the United States. But it's all good, and it's all tasty. And one thing I want to point out, there's this stuff called sake kasu. It's really expensive. I didn't get it here. It's black cod marinated in the sake dregs, the stuff that's left over from making sake. It's incredible. If I could eat only one thing for the rest of my life, that would be it. Food is relatively cheap. You can eat well for not much money. I know everybody thinks it's expensive here, except for fruit. Fruit seems to be really pricey. The one thing I want to know, though, is how do people not get fat here? Look at all this. Amazing. Back to cars. You'll see a lot of small ones here that look like the N-Box and N-Van. They're called Kei Cars. No, not the Kei car that Lee Iacocca pitched in the late 70s. Kei, spelled K-E-I, cars are pretty tiny for American standards, with engines no larger than 660cc. But they come with a big bonus. They're cheaper to own because they're taxed at a lower rate and cost less to insure. You can spot them by yellow license plates. Gas costs about $5 a gallon, so the efficiency helps. They're as cute as Hello Kitty. Clearly, even the Japanese like their SUVs and crossovers, and minivans of all sizes, including not-so-mini ones, are very popular. Some of the cars are just too odd-looking for the U.S., like the Toyota Sienta, which is available as a hybrid. This is a great place for a car nerd to walk around and look at vehicles that are very different. I certainly saw my share of high-end vehicles and exotics. This is a large metropolitan city, after all. I was surprised at the number of French cars I saw, including a number of Renault. Most of the imports here are German. BMW, Audi, Mercedes, and Porsche. There are a bunch of them, too. American brands? There are some here. I saw a couple Chevy Tahoes and Cadillac Escalades. By far the most popular is Jeep. I saw a number of Wranglers, Renegades, and Grand Cherokees. I even spotted a Ford Expedition while I was on a train. Many of the Chevys are models we don't get in the U.S., including this one, and Rimshot. We're near Owena Station, and this is a hot dog with hash browns on it. It's a meal on a stick. Oh, that's incredible. I don't know how I'm not going to gain 10 pounds on this trip. I didn't drive, but I spent a few days traveling in this van, the Toyota Alphard. You do need to be a little careful when saying that name. It's very large and roomy, and like many vehicles here, even comes in a hybrid version. If it weren't for this grille, Americans might find it appealing. Never mind, we don't like vans. Eyeballing it, this thing is even roomier than a Sienna or Pacifica. While the rear seats don't fold into the floor, they have a lot of travel for epic legroom if needed. I like cars because of design and engineering, but another great thing about them, they take you on adventures. For example, we went to a place to make pottery. There were plenty of jokes about the movie Ghost happening here. Bizen pottery doesn't need to be glazed. When the special clay is fired, it develops its own finish. It's unique to the area, which is south of Tokyo. Also unique are the roads. I've driven a lot in my day in many countries, and I can't remember ever seeing so many tunnels bored through so many mountains. There are miles and miles of them. And same with bridges. No, this is not a color-altered shot of the Golden Gate Bridge. What's this called? The Shimotsui Seto Bridge is the 22nd largest suspension bridge in the world. Overall, it's about 8 miles long. The Golden Gate is 1.7, just so you know. Very impressive. In its shadow was one of my favorite food experiences. You head into a self-service area, pick out the seafood and vegetables that you want, then grill them up at a table, all with that ghost of a bridge as a backdrop. Amazing. Electric cars are a thing here, but anecdotally, they don't seem to be as popular as, say, in Seattle or California. I saw a few Tesla Model X and S's and 1.3, a couple Nissan Leafs too, but considering the cost of gasoline, I'm surprised they weren't everywhere. Okay, I'm at Team Lab in Tokyo. There's all sorts of immersive rooms like this. This one is particularly amazing. The lighting, the mirrors everywhere. I want one of these in my house. Pretty amazing, huh? You really need to be here to comprehend this place, and in case you're wondering, marijuana use is strictly forbidden in Japan. Not sure you'd need it. Pretty trippy. This room had knee-deep water and computer-generated koi fish that were projected into it. They would react to the people around them. The images are never the same because of this interaction. Hard to capture the true essence on camera. It's pretty cool. Also, this room that was about 50 yards across with computer-generated flowers that would bloom and die projected on the ceiling. We sat here for a half an hour mesmerized, and the audio was immersive. We need these in the United States. Some random stuff, we stumbled on a display of model homes, and among the developers are Toyota and Panasonic. Yes, they manufacture modular homes in Japan. I love the music being piped in. So Japanese. Earthquakes are a big threat, and the fire department had an immersive virtual reality experience to show how to react if one happens. Very cool. Saw a fuel cell powered bus. Not sure how big the fleet is. More food. We went to a ramen museum, which has history, but more important, 9 different restaurants representing the best noodles in the country. It was packed. This is a very long line. Hope it's good. And it was, even after a 45-minute wait. The most popular ones had even longer lines, but they were worth it. The atmosphere, made to look like old Tokyo, kept things entertaining while hanging out. Special thanks to the friends and family that made this trip not just possible and affordable, but epic. It's a little bit of a challenge, but you can get around this country without speaking much Japanese, and there's a lot of Western signage to help. But that's what travel's all about, right? Exploring. It's important to plan, yes, but part of the experience is throwing yourself out there and getting lost or confused a little bit. The people of Japan were incredibly generous and helpful. All right, that's my look at Japan. I have a plane to catch. Sadly, I don't want to leave. I also need to go on a diet. I'm sure I have gained 10 pounds on this trip. And remember, click subscribe and then notifications, okay? From Japan, I'm Tom Voelk.